Hi everyone, this is Rita Holmes, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I live in Ohio, and I would just want to bring you a video. The reason I have not been on here, let me just tell you, I had computer issues. I had to go buy a new computer, and getting it all set up and stuff like that. You know how that goes. Technology is not my best friend, so it has taken a while, and now I hope to be back. I hope that Facebook will cooperate and I can figure this all out, and you'll get to see this as a YouTube video, because I do all of these videos in Facebook and then transfer them over to YouTube. That's easier for me to do that way. So with all that being said, I just want to let you know that the mini catalog is live. We'll go to the end of April, 1st of May. And then we have the celebration catalog that goes until the end of February. So with every $50 you spend, you can pick something out of the celebration catalog. And there are 2 items in there. If you spend $100, you can get those items. Also, we have a very good joining bonus right now. You can get $175. I think it's $175. Let me check my list right here. So, it is here somewhere. Somewhere. Maybe not. Maybe not. It is. It's somewhere. I have so many papers. Yes, you get $175 worth of product that you can choose from the catalog. And you can get the mini Stamp Emboss machine. You can have your choice in getting it in a Baja Blue or Boho Blue, or the white one. And you can get that for $129, for all of that for $129, which is a great deal, because you figure $175 worth of merchandise plus the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which runs $63. So right there's $230 something for $129. So it's a great deal. So there's 2 options, option 1 and option 2 for the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. One's for the blue, one's for the white. Or you can just go with $175 worth of merchandise for $99. You do not pay any shipping on this. It would be the tax only for your state. So if you would be interested in something like that, just let me know, because I would be interested in having you join my team. And I think that would be fun. So I know I love to stamp, and so I figure so does everybody else love to stamp. But maybe not, maybe so. But I've loved to stamp. I've been doing it probably at least 30 years by now, and I enjoy it a whole lot, and I just like to express that to everybody else and say how much fun it is. So with all that being said, though, I do want to tell you that I have a Facebook group called Stamp Crazy VIP, and all the cards that I show you on my YouTube, I usually 9 times out of 10 will have a PDF that is in the files over on that Facebook group. So I'd love for you to go and join that Facebook group, as well as subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss anything. And that would be great. Also, if you could share the video as we're going along. And I just got, well, I'm going to have a squirrel here. I just got a new computer, and it does not want to stay up, and I don't know how to get the the timer off for it to shut down. So I have to figure that out yet. I haven't done that yet. So anyway, it just went off on me real quick over here, and that's what I've got set up for me to see if I keep everything in focus. But anyway, so I'd love for you to go over and join that group also, and to subscribe to this channel, and give me a thumbs up if you really like what I'm doing. If you don't and you want to give me a thumbs down, that's okay. Not my preference, but it would be okay, because if you did that, I would really love for you to tell me in the comments what I can do to make my channel better. And with all that being said, if you get dizzy, I want you to turn your head now, because I'm going to put my phone up in the bracket so that you will be face down to see my hands as we go. So now you see my ceiling, and let's see if I can get this in here good and straight and turn it on. I think we're pretty good. What do you think? Let's see on my, whoops. Geez. I am going to pull that up on my computer. I thought I had done that already, but I did not. And here we go. It's on here. I hope the sound is off. We'll make sure it is so that we don't hear nothing. We don't want any back stuff. I'm going to move my camera just back a little bit more to give me more space to work. I don't think you need to see my belly and all that stuff in the camera. So my camera's either crooked or something because my table looks crooked. But I don't know. We're going to leave it like that for right now, crooked or not. Okay, here are the 2 cards that I made. And I call this Love Cats because that's the name of the stamp set, Fun Fold card. And what that is just a little card with made with DSP. You can fold down like this. This one is done portrait style, so it's over like this. And all the papers are cut the same. One just goes in one direction and one just goes in the other. I'm going to have to keep my cards way down. Or maybe I can scoot that way up. And see if that helps me any. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping so. So, you know, when you get new gadgets, it's like crazy to see what you're doing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my card in this style, but I'm going to use this color of paper. Okay, here is my information. It's got my online store, my host code if you would like to order from me. That is my host code to use, and I'll bring this down just a hair maybe if I can. Make it stay straight. It's going to be blurry for a minute. There we go. We can see the cards better. So there we go. So we are going to do, like I said, this card, we're going to be using the Love Cats, which is in the new mini catalog. Right here, aren't they cute? If you love cats, this is a little set for you. And you could use this for all different kinds of things. I'm also going to be using, we're going to be using this die, which comes in all that dies, and it's it's a manly set called He's All That is what the stamp set is called. I'm going to be using this oval right here to do our die cutting with, which I have not done that yet, so we will be doing that. I'm going to scoot my die cutting machine over close to me so it'll be ready to go. There we go. I could have been a little bit more prepared. What do you think? So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to see if I can set these over right here to where you'll see them. If you need a screenshot of this, you can take it and see that. And I'll move it right here also. Here's what we're working with. We've got 2 pieces of cardstock cut 5.5 by 4 1/4. And that's Granny Apple Green. We have a piece of 6 by 6 designer series paper, and this is out of the Dandy Designs, which is it's the paper that you can get with a $100 order. There's 48 sheets of it. It is in the Celebration catalog. Right here it is, and it's got a lot of dots and a lot of there's some plaids and flowers and stuff in that. Both of these papers came from there, so I'm going to be using that. I've got 2 pieces of basic white cardstock cut 2.5 by 4 inches we'll be using, and then I have a scrap, and that's going to be for my die cutting. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take this 6 by 6 piece of cardstock, and or not cardstock, but DSP, and I'm going to make sure that I have my stripes going up and down, okay? So I can turn it over this way to cut it, and that way I make sure. And I'm going to trim this to 5.5 by 5.5. And the reason why I am doing it that way is I'm going to be using these pieces of cardstock or DSP. So we're going to set them to the side. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my scoring blade up. I'm going to take my DSP and I'm going to put it at 1 3/4 inches, and I'm going to score a line. Okay, I'm just going to score a line right here. And that will be so that I can fold this over like so. And that will be the front of our card like this. So we'll get ready to do that. Then I've already scored this, but this one you take and you put in and you score it at 2 3/4, and you'll just do a score line up. And that is going to be our half card that's on the front. So let's move this out of the way. We're done with it. I am going to go ahead and get my bone folder, also known as a, well, this is a pot scraper, also known as a bone folder for me. So I'm just going to press that down. I'm going to take this and glue it to my piece of paper that is not scored. So, and I just opened, see, I just opened a new glue just now. So he wanted to, like, puke on my paper. Shame on him. So let's pick that up. We're going to put that down on our card. And I'm going to line it up at this bottom edge. Even. Press this down really good. And I got it to match perfect. That's great. That doesn't always happen. So I'm going to take, and I'm just going to burnish this with the glue, and you can see where that made a mess. Came out on my table. Shame on it. So, glad that was at the top. So there we go with that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our card that is 5.5 by 4 1/4, and it's scored at 2 3/4. We are going to fold that in half and then just score that really well, okay? And that is going to be glued right here. And since we're going to make our card landscape, we will glue that in right here. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that in because I do not have to. I'm going to be careful with my glue because it wanted to make a mess. So I'm going to add that in to my card. Make sure I get it straight. Make sure I have no glue down here to show. I don't want to get it glued together because it's going to go like that. So I'm going to burnish that again because I want those folds to stay down. And then I'm going to make sure that my glue is really laid down on the papers. There we go. So that's what our card is going to look like. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the one of these that goes on the inside. I'm going to take this stripe that goes sideways and I'm going to add it to the top. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to just, I'm afraid to squeeze too hard. I'm just going to put a line down through here. Because I'm going to add this to that. I'm just going to match it up on each side. And then I'm going to bring my scissors in. And I'm going to trim that. I'm just going to trim that edge. Like that. I'm going to add glue to the back of it. Again, we'll just keep that nozzle down low to where it won't come out as bad. I just ran my finger through it. So let's go ahead and open this up, and this is going to be our inside. So let's just put that down. And then that way we can write our sentiment, or we can stamp a sentiment in here if we want to. And also, this is kind of high, but if you take this and cut it down, this is 1 3/4, but cut it down to about 1 1/4. You'd take about a 1/2 inch off of there and glue the sides down, and you could have a gift card holder this way too. So that really works out nice if you want to do something like that. Now we're going to take the other 2 1/2 by 4 inch piece of white cardstock. I'm going to bring in my my Stamparatus. Because of the cat being black, I want it to be a really good black. And when I stamp one time, sometimes I don't get a really, really good image. So let me move this to where, I think it was right here that I wanted it. Yes. So let me put make sure it's all straight. Put my magnets on. I think that might work. Let's see. Let's put this one up here to the top. Maybe. Yes. And this one I can put up a little bit further. Okay, there we go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay this underneath here because it makes my Stamparatus lay flat. And I'm going to ink my stamp up. Let me get my ink pad, because I cleaned my ink pad case. It was so dirty. I cleaned the front of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm really trying to ink that cat up really well. I'm going to lay it here. And I'm going to take my tool, and this is what this tool was actually made for, is to use with your Stamparatus. I'm going to lift that, and I want my cat a little darker. So I'm just going to ink this up again. That's what's nice about the Stamparatus, is you can go back as many times as you need to get your coverage, what you want. The magnets will hold your cardstock down, and one more time. One more time. I want that cat to be really dark. And there he is. Isn't he cute? See how dark I got him? I stamped him 3 times, but that got him really nice and dark. I'm going to lay this on top. See how nice my pad looks? It's all clean on top. I'm going to go ahead and clean this cat. I just take my chamois and fold it over and clean. Works out easy for me that way. Let's go ahead. I always keep this in here just because it I like for it to hold the magnets on there and stuff. So we've got that all done and taken care of. So now let's go ahead. We'll put him up. And I have my piece on my stamp on my block, and I'm going to stamp my saying. And it says, I love hanging out with you. I think that's a cute saying, because you could do that and put a happy birthday inside or anything just to make it a nice, cute little card. So let's put that away. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, my mini one, and this is the one that you can get if you join for basically half price of what it is. So let's bring that in, and we will cut my little oval out. So here's my machine with its well-worn plates. There we go. So I'm going to lay those down. I'm going to put my sentiment right there, and I'm going to get out my die, and like I said, it is the oval right here, and it just fits it. And that's what I was trying to find when I was going through dies. I thought I'd like to have something that would really just fit that, so it doesn't take up a lot of room on my card. So I'm just going to hold that down with my thumb, the die cut, till it starts going through, and then it will come out the other end. And there we have it, all cut out. So that's our die. Let's put my die cut back on its magnetic board. We'll fold this up. We're done with it. Now what I'm going to do next for my card is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, first, I'm going to take the little heart that's there, and I got my Fresh Freesia, the light Fresh Freesia Stampin' Blends, because that color is in my paper, and I'm just going to color my heart in to give it a little bit of color, maybe. There we go. So I'm going to make a little purple heart, or kind of purple. So I colored that in, and I'm going to take the other end because it'll be darker, and I'm just going to kind of go around the outside of it. There we go. So that's our heart colored. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add that right there with some glue. And I like the Tombow glue because it's a little forgiving and I can move my stuff around. Of course, if you like to use like the Tombow or our Stamp and Seal, that kind of stuff, you can, you know, some type of tape runner. That's good too, but I tend to use glue. So there we go. We have that all on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and use some dimensionals, and I'm going to pop it right here on the front. So let's start to say, I thought I had some bigger dimensionals out here, and I do. So I'm just going to add 2 of them, 1 to each side of that. That'll be plenty with the 2. Peel those off. And I am going to, well, let me see here. I think I'm going to put it right here. There we go. So that's my little card. It says, I love hanging out with you. And then I could put a saying in here. Or I could cut it down, make a gift card holder, leave it blank, and just write a little message. But when you do that, I keep reinforcing my fold so that when I do put it in the envelope, it's going to be nice and crisp. The fold will be. And there we go. We have the cards. And very simple to make, very simple way to use up that DSP. And since it takes basically a 6x6 piece, because if you're going to put it on the outside and here, you'll cut it down to 5.5 by 5.5 and get your margins there. So that's a really good thing. And then, so here it is made with the one of the other cats. I used this cat right here. And then, of course, this cat, so that you can see those. And, oh, what I didn't do, I forgot, almost forgot, is I want to put some, couple little gems on there. And these are the 2021, 2023 in color, so I'm using the Fresh Freesia. And I think I'm going to use the big ones. I used the little ones on the last, that little cat. But I think for this, I'm going to use 2 big ones here at the top. Because that's where my clothes line is. Or that's what I call it. And then I think I will put one right here. So there we go. That is our card all finished with the jewels. I'll hold it up so maybe you can see it a little clearer. The jewels just have a hint of the color of the Fresh Freesia, if you can see that. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And also, please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you subscribe, hit the notifications button so that you'll be notified when I am on doing a video, since it's not completely regular now, but I hope to get that way sometime in the near future. But right now, just trying to get my computer up running right and everything else done, and it is just like a little pain. So there you go. Enjoy. Have a blessed night, day, morning, whatever time it is you're watching this. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you. Bye.